GSL. My conscience is telling me.
Welcome back! It's time for the loser match in Group B of the round of 32 GSL Code S. I think we had a lot of Maru fans. The audience is not nearly as big as it once was.
Yeah, what happened, man? These guys aren't standing for trust.
You're mean.
They don't know what they're missing. This guy is actually really smart. Just needs some more experience in the booth. Unfortunately, he has to go up against Classic.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay, let's be very honest about that. Lost the bomber, and now he's up against someone.
Classic just looks so scary in there. He's got his gold keyboard with his gold GSL pin.
His SSL gives you a gold pin, doesn't it?
They get a ring.
It's a ring. You can't use a ring while you're playing on a keyboard.
I don't know.
When I'm playing StarCraft, my wedding ring comes off.
Yeah, they gotta get pins for that. They actually give one for Kespa Cup, but I don't know. So Hero and Zest have one.
That's subliminal. You guys with Kespa Cup should do GSL. We get a ring like the Super Bowl for our SSL.
And we get a little mold of the winner's hand.
Oh, really?
Wall. Yeah, it's
that's cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Because the hand is really what wins it, right? Like,
yeah.
The mouse hand? Or?
Mouse hand.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. All right. PvP, guys. Let's see it can trust hold on against one of the best PvPers in the world. Great sponsor. Back with us once again.
Here in the top left, in the red.
CJ Entus Trust.
Never be too trusting, though. You might get hurt. It's down in the bottom right.
SK Telecom T1 Classic.
I like how you said Trust has to hold on here against Classic. Like he's going on some wild ride, and he just needs to survive.
Oh, that was so fast. I need more time to decipher what these pictures mean. I'm like, was that a key for solar?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like a Samsung key? It's interesting. And there was like I think that Zest was a door with a lock? Am I wrong?
So is Solar the key?
It opened the door, I guess. He won against
Zest?
him.
I don't know. Well, these guys have played against each other in 3 games. Classic won all 3 games.
Not like a big surprise. Again, guys, like just, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I am Shenzhen. I was lucky enough to be there and cast it, and, you know, Classic he beat Rain, he beat Parting, and he beat CJ Hero. So that's like 3 of the absolute best PvPs. Like, if only if Zest had gone and Classic had beaten him, could it have been any better?
Yeah.
It's like his PvP is so super duper on point. Definitely some scary, scary stuff.
Yeah. This guy is a murderer of Protosses. Now, is Trust his next victim? Or what are we going to see from this guy?
I don't know. He's trying to scout a little bit extra. You know, you got to be careful in PvP because when you know that you're better, sometimes you play too safe. And if your opponent takes a sharp edge, they can kill you. Like, for instance, let's say that you go, like, Blink Robo. It's, like, kind of the safest thing, unless your opponent's like, well, if he goes DTs, I'm dead, and just goes, like, Mass Blink, right? And then you're dead, maybe. So things like that can go wrong when you're quote-unquote a better player. But Classic going to throw down a Stargate. I think that's really, really solid. The only counter to Oracle, like, actual true counter, would be Phoenix.
Yeah, like a hard counter.
Yeah.
Outside of, I mean, getting the Mothership Core pretty early is nice. You get that energy for your Photon Overcharge pretty quickly. He's going to go Twilight behind this.
Okay, okay. Now we'll see how this build order works out for Classic with Trust. If he just goes straight into Blink and just Chrono Boost it a whole lot, this could give him an advantage. But if we see like a a Twilight Council coming up for Classic before any more game. Oh, he's going Phoenix. Wow, okay.
Oh.
Everything is different now. Because I was assuming Oracle because it's like 90-10 or so.
Yeah.
Maybe even 95-5 for percentage chance of Oracle versus Phoenix in this matchup. But Phoenix can be quite good. And this is like the build order he's doing. If you're good enough to do it, if you're good enough to pull it off, it can beat everything.
Yeah, Zest also a very good Phoenix player. I have been waiting to see more of Classic's Phoenixes. PvP. Probe finally goes down. But Trust is going to get some pretty close pylons here. It's going to get a natural pylon.
Yeah, and this, Phoenix sees the probe. That's a pretty big deal.
But did he see it?
Oh, that's always a good question to ask, no doubt. Good scouting going down. Sees exactly what he's up against. It's just blink into Robo, which is, again, a super safe, solid, normal build. And Classic realizes that you got to give Trust an edge as far as the build orders go, but it's not, it's not something that should kill Classic or anything. You keep your Phoenix count quite low, you make a bunch of Immortals, it should be alright.
Did that pylon go down as the probe was being lifted?
It seemed that way, didn't it?
Yeah. I've never seen that before. In all the games I've casted, that was pretty interesting. Well, first Immortal's out. A couple Zealots to help tank, as well as a Sentry. And a second Immortal will be out. Just a few seconds.
He's got to be really careful how he places his units. Right now, that Sentry in front, he's got to be careful about that. Yeah, gets it picked off, unfortunately. One Stalker is dead, though.
And second Immortal pops out here. Going to be able to defend for a very long time. If Trust tries to force this with 4 Phoenixes out, that could be pretty dangerous. Looks like he'll just go for the contain.
Yeah, this is a very good call by him. By going for this contain, he still has map control and he can expand faster. So that's how you kind of counteract the fact that they're making Immortals against your Blink Stalkers.
The Classic does see this, and with the Phoenixes, you can just go in there and lift the 1 Sentry that's there. Once he gets enough of his own units, and he is going to have 3 Immortals. So very scary army against what Trust has right now. Yeah,
and he may try just that. Thing is, if you dive for that and they force field it still, and he doesn't force field it still. Oh man. The thing is, if you do get that force field down, then they lose like 8 Phoenix or 2 Phoenixes, and sometimes they force field part of your army because you're moving it oftentimes at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, that can go terribly wrong for you if they are so fast.
And so Classic with the better army here is just going to make a pylon. And all the Immortals out of position, actually. Trust is going to be coming in here looking for damage, but not going to find it.
Little bit cowardly there, can I say, Valdez.
Well, he could have blinked over it and just gone into the main.
Right?
Yeah.
Where he knew where the Immortals were. They had just killed a pylon. He knows how fast they walk. I feel like that was... He's lacking a little bit of killer instinct in this game. I think that you put Party in that case, he's like, ha!
I got ya!
I got ya! Your probes are all going to be gone. Sick! What a deal!
And maybe even the Mothership Core. Just
yeah.
based on that positioning.
I bet you Classic was like, oh, I made a boo-boo, but then he blinked away. So it's like, oh, he's afraid of 3 slow Zealots. Sick. But, there's always a Mothership Core to help out and stuff. I just feel like the Blink Stalker's like, yeah, I don't know. I think that would have been a great move to blink forward and put more pressure on, because you can always get out of the main base.
Definitely would have been.
Anyways, Classic just kind of outplaying Trust so far. Both players going up towards their Colossus tech. I guess the problem with this for Trust is the fact that the 3 Immortals are going to support Colossus better than the Blink Stalkers, so he's going to have to continue to be active with those Blink Stalkers and see if he can do something with them. A little bit of harassment here and there, keep him back at least, while he fixes his unit composition up a little bit.
Trust just get the +1 slightly ahead. I suppose with the map control he had, just able to find that forge timing you were talking about last time we casted. Just a bit faster.
Yeah. As soon as you know your opponent can't kill you, man, you make that forge. Well, you have to know you can't kill him either. But, or otherwise, why are you making a forge while you're attacking your opponent, right?
No. Wouldn't want to be doing that.
No, it doesn't even make any sense.
Fake Phoenix, real Phoenix.
Ooh.
Gets a kill.
Mind games. Second Robo coming up for Trust. So this is how he's deciding to try to come back in this game. By going double Robo,
Isn't that
when you max
early?
it, yeah, it's super early. This is the risk, right? Because he's like, okay, I'm actually kind of in a tough spot. He's got a better comp. I'm going to take a risk. And the risk of double Robo is, guys, that it like really cuts into your gateway count. So, like for instance, if Classic just continues to chrono out Colossus and makes like, let's say, a Templar Archives for a few Archons, then he just walks across the map and like Trust can't take the third base for 100 years. Because he just doesn't have any gateway units to protect his Colossus. So,
No, man, because he's cursed.
yeah. It's tough. So,
Uh-oh.
you know, we'll see if this pays off for him, though. And instant third base from Classic. Wow. Wow.
He survives.
Yeah, look at this. Okay, now this third. The thing about this third is, if we have a hallucination fly in and see that he has double Robo, he can just go kill the third. He actually knows about the double Robo, so I would imagine that Classic will move to kill off the third base.
He's gearing up for it.
Yeah. Templar Archives, charge on the way. These are the types of things you need to overwhelm the double Colossus player. Double Colossus player spending way too many resources on a unit that needs a lot of support. Like if Trust could sit on 3 bases and Classic sit on 3 bases, they both max out, Trust wins. Is that likely to happen?
Like if this was Echo, maybe, and it was much harder to break into it, and you gave him enough time. Possibly.
Yeah, it's a tough year though.
Real Phoenix is going to scout the third base timing.
He's going to want to move against that relatively soon, I would say. Does have that +2 attack and charge finishing up, getting some Archons added into his army as well. Doesn't have a proxy pylon yet. Might go for a Warp Prism, because that's another great way you can do it. You just warp it in the main base, and then they're like, well, I can't warp in the main base because I need every unit I can get near my Colossi. But,
seems like Trust is going to be the one to go for a Warp Prism.
It's kind of interesting.
Maybe it's his way of delaying and forcing some warp-ins outside of the fight so that he can get more Colossi.
Yeah. Hey, you know, he can maybe keep him busy for a little bit. His opponent doesn't have Blink, right? So maybe you get something done with that. I guess the problem with it is that he has 2 Phoenix, so it shouldn't be too hard to chase it away. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Trust has up his sleeves here.
Well, he's got 6 Colossi already. Classic looking like he's got 4, maybe 5. Yeah, he's got 5. But a much higher Zealot count and 1 Archon.
Getting another Archon at the moment, getting his own War Prism as well. The supply is in Classic's favor. He's kind of waiting a lot longer than I think he should have. I think he should have been very mobile against that third base earlier, as soon as charge finished, basically. But wow, Classic actually going to go into Tempest. I'm really surprised about this. You know what? I think he's looking at this and saying, I don't have an attack timing here anymore. You know, Trust kind of has just about that critical mass where attacking in gets very iffy if you can actually kill him even with higher supply because of the amount of laser beams. So
I don't know. I think it was close. It was very close. Like, if he had gotten a much faster War Prism too, he kind of delayed that.
yeah.
And he has the 2 Archons. He's got the 3 Immortals still left over.
I tell you, I think he's like, maybe, do you think he could be playing too safe?
Maybe, you know, against Trust.
Yeah, it's just like, he might just look at Trust as like, I have to beat this guy. So he's like not taking any risk where there's any doubt in his mind he could lose. Could be, that happens sometimes.
Well, this is a nice warping in the main. Gonna stop a ton of mining there. And even get to work on the Nexus. Interesting building to choose. It's got a lot of health.
Yeah, I guess if he gets it, it's pretty sick. But okay, a time warp coming down by Trust here, forcing that recall. Really fantastic to force that recall. Did a decent amount of damage to his army there as well.
He gets the Nexus. But that's actually really smart from Classic. He keeps the Mothership Core with his army. I know it's a different matchup, but something that Trust didn't do in the last map. And he knew like he was going to get that Nexus. He was going to do a lot of damage to the economy of Trust. So now he's just back at home. He's like, okay, I'm getting Tempest. I just need to defend.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is the type of thing where we actually saw Trust make a mistake. Now, a lot of economic damage was just dealt to Trust, and now Classic is sitting back saying, okay, attack into me. I know that's what you got to do here. Oh, he just lost the Mothership Core.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh, that's a big mistake. That's like one of those important units in this matchup.
Look at the Phoenix spotting for the Tempest. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. It's a good move. It's good usage of that unit that's kind of like a flying paperweight at the moment.
And you can just throw it in the same hotkey, get it to fly out in front as you move forward with your units. Trust has got a nice position out here outside the third and natural bases. He's going to send like a couple of Zealots in there towards the third base and try to deny a lot of mining.
Doesn't get the time warp down before his own Mothership Core gets sniped. A little bit of a mistake there by Trust. And here we go. This is going to be the engagement for the game right now. We do have these Tempests. He's got to focus these on Colossus. They're not really focusing. Oh, actually, I guess he's focusing anti-air, which works too.
But warping his Zealots from Trust. They're getting right on top of the Colossi. But still, the Tempests remain, and a big number of Colossi left over here for Classic.
And Trust's economy can't support the amount of Stalkers that he would have needed to turn this battle, unfortunately. So definitely going to go into Classic's favor this game.
Yeah, just all the Tempests surviving. There's too many big units in the bag.
And this is the closer, getting all this anti-air. His Tempest at this point can clean up the rest of the Colossi.
The Colossus chase with the Warp Prism. GG.
All right, pretty well done by both sides, really. Like a pretty good opening there by Trust, missing that force fill on the ramp. It's really hard to hit it that quick when the Phoenixes come in, but when they have Phoenixes, you have to be wary of that. So that was a little bit of a mistake that really let Classic in. I like the gambit of the second Robo, but at the end of the day, just not quite working. Classic knowing how to tear them apart. It's a little bit closer, I think, than what Classic was going for, though, right?
Yeah, I suppose. He definitely was playing it slow and steady. I think he was almost surprised himself that he was able to get the Nexus there. Like, I'm not even sure how that happened. Trust, like, he had open supply, he had a lot of gateways. Maybe it just warped in, and Classic got like one extra warp in on him, you know, in the main, and there were too many Zealots. Eventually, he overwhelmed him, but not before he lost his Nexus.
Yeah, and that really does force his hand, right? It says, all right, you got to attack me. You're missing the Nexus. You're just not getting as much minerals. You're not getting as much gas, which is super important in the matchup.
But it also wasn't like a full commitment, like he was taking another base. He didn't push right away. By the time he got across the map, Classic already had 4 Tempests and, you know, a decent Colossus number. He was maxed out at that point, so.
Yeah, and see, that's what you do when you get a big lead. You sit back and wait for your opponent to suicide into you because there's not another play. What was Trust supposed to do? Is he supposed to take a base somewhere out on the map and then just have Classic just walk across the map and kill him, like in a couple minutes when Classic's better economy pays off? I mean, no, he has to at that moment try to win. So you back up, you get your concave, you get in the right position, and you win, that's where Trust messed up against Bomber in Game 3. Like exactly that same type of thing, just a different matchup.
Well, Echo is going to be the map here for set number 2. Trust needs to win this one if he wants to stay in, or else he will drop down.
Might be going to Code S shortly, guys.
시즌 3.
There we go. It's going to be Trust going up against Classic. GSL Code S, brought to you by HOT6. All right. Our Protoss player in the bottom right, losing that game.
CJ 엔투스 트러스트.
Some rough games tonight, but not a bad player at all.
No, definitely showing a bit of potential here. Up in the top left, another Protoss player he is.
SK텔레콤 T1 클래식.
kind of shaking there. Really focused.
Yeah, he's amped up right now. Probably had a HOT6. He's ready.
He's going to steal the gas.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Someone did this last time also.
It was Zest versus Myungshik. Did Zest do it to Myungshik, I think?
Yeah, I think so. But here we go. He's coming in. Trust just... Oh, he's going to get it.
Yeah, little mistake with where he sent the probe to actually make the gas because it jumped onto the gas. You have to be really careful about how to make the gas. It's like this funny thing. Like you saw the probe go on. I'm sure we've all done that at times where it just happens like that. But that's really bad.
Yeah, that is really bad. And this probe is going to go out in proxy, I guess.
Yeah. May as well. He's
It's
gonna.
like, well, I failed, and you're not going to have one gas, so I guess I'll do that.
I love this little move, by the way. Actually, you see what he's doing here, like trading minerals for gas? In StarCraft 1, I'm just going to tell a quick little story about the old days. You all hear legends about Flash and whatnot. Flash, I believe it was his first OSL that he was playing in? Might have been. Anyways, there was a map where minerals, like maybe 7 or 8 minings of minerals was the blocked path. We used to have a lot of those in StarCraft 1. And he did this, where he kept trading gas for minerals to mine more minerals to mine through, and then did a rush and killed the player. It was like really, really cool.
That is so cool.
I should find that VOD for people to see. I think it was versus me. Who was it versus? Huh. Anyways, yeah, this just kind of reminded me of it. It's really cute. He just wasted some of his opponent's minerals and gas, basically. It's like, why not? Why not?
Yeah. You're there already. And this proxy, Trust is going to know about it. He does scout with his probe. Sees the 2 gas. Sees nothing else. Sees missing pylon.
He has a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
What would you guess here? It has to be a Stargate, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to check the top right, maybe for DTs, but he'll also check there.
As long as he sees it coming, it shouldn't really do too much damage. The thing is, this is a super quick Stargate, and he hasn't even started another Stalker, so he's probably going to want to Chrono Boost one out. But you know what? Even with 2 Stalkers, oh my god, he turned around.
Oh, man.
And we actually don't have Trust making a second Stalker. 1 Stalker doesn't kill an Oracle. Like, you can use all of the energy on the Oracle. Like, that is so many kills, guys.
I think it's going to happen.
This is 7-8 probes easy.
Even if he did scout it, it would have been too late. The mistake is just not having an extra Stalker.
Oh, this is tough.
He needs to Chrono Boost on the Stalker, not the Blink here.
Yeah, he had the right idea and everything.
Oh, look at the distraction of the probe.
Oh my god, you're right. Makes it even worse.
Well, this is what you were talking about. A different matchup, but...
Yeah.
He's only going to get 6 kills.
Okay.
Nice little run around by Trust, but...
Yeah. But 6 kills and that much lost mining time and a full scout of what's going on. He sees that this is, in fact, 3 gateways, and it looks really quite aggressive. I mean, he should be just basically preparing for this at home.
Yeah, he does have enough for a photon overcharge. Will buy him a lot of time. He's got a second Oracle.
I would say it's still like, well, with 2 Oracles, he's going to kill so many probes that Trust isn't going to be able to get enough warp-ins, I think.
3 Stalkers going to come in here and try to do some damage, but immediately Photon Overcharge comes down. Here are the 2 Oracles.
Oh, man.
It's just, you just one-shot probes. It's ridiculous. 10 kills and he's out. Doesn't matter if he loses it. Down to 11 probes now is Trust.
You just can't make enough units here. Even with Blink, it's like the 3 gateways are eventually going to overwhelm this. He's like going into the Photon Overcharge as well.
Going into the Photon Overcharge, trying to focus down the Mothership Core, you used all its energy. Will go down. Nice micro here from Trust to keep them all alive.
Yeah, he did actually quite a nice job there, considering that he was fighting under Photon Overcharge part of the time against kind of like a unit composition on top of a ramp is a little bit difficult.
A lot of these stalkers very low, though.
Classic not leaving anything to chance, bringing some probes over. He's going to have blink relatively soon here. And he's just, it's 22 probes against 11. You can't keep up this production as Trust.
Yeah. Classic could even pull 10 probes, try to defend if he needed to.
And this is his one chance right here. Can he break through before blink is done? He has blink, he has more stalkers. It is a possibility.
Yeah, blink not yet done here for Classic. Pushing forward, nice micro so far from Trust. Oh boy.
Oh man.
That should be able to kill almost all the probes, if not all of them. And
yeah,
there will be 0 economy left for Trust.
Okay. Like, Trust running away is not even like an option. He needs to just stand and fight with his blink stalkers and hope that he's like CJ Hero or parting or something.
Even then,
and that's it.
the blink forward.
GG.
Kind of what we expected from the series, but
Yeah.
Classic smashing the nerd.
Yeah, Classic way too strong. I mean, this guy is a dual champion, SSL and GSL, the 2 hardest tournaments in the entire world. Okay, he just won IM Shenzhen, a very stacked international tournament. I mean, the guy he's a pick to possibly win. So that's a tough one for Trust.
Yeah. Trusty, maybe not so much in this series, but he showed some decent games for his fans.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe he comes back next time in his 4th or 5th GSL.
Look, he's obviously getting better and better. He made it in Code S, which is a hell of a lot better than pretty much everyone else in the whole world. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's qualified through for a ridiculously hard tournament. So it's a tough beat playing against who he was against. I think that he was panicking, especially in his very first game of today. It was like terrible looking. But after that, he picked it up a little bit. Unfortunately, his opponent's a bit too strong for him.
Yeah, well, we are going to get to see Classic versus Bomber now for the final match. We'll see how Bomber can do against this Terran killer.
It's tough. Trust kind of had him and messed it up, so I think Classic is going to give Bomber a really hard time, but we'll see after this quick commercial break.
Game done right.
에이프릴과 함께하는 2015 HOT6 GSL 시즌3 미리보기. 이번 주엔 코드 S 32강 3주차 경기가 여러분을 찾아갑니다. 8월 12일 수요일에 찾아갈 32강 기조에서는 전 시즌 우승자 전윤준 선수가 드디어 출격합니다. 2년의 도전 끝에 GSL 우승을 차지하며 화려하게 부활한 정은정 선수와 대결을 펼칠 첫 상대는 무려 2년 만에 GSL 예선을 뚫고 고향으로 돌아온 황강호 선수고요. 최고의 테란 조진혁을 꺾으며 코드 A 최고의 이변을 만들었던 김영일. 게임 실력은 물론 외모와 인성까지 모든 걸 갖춘 팔방미인 김준호 선수도 출격합니다. 특히 오랜만에 만난 라이벌이자 절친 정윤종과 김준호 선수의 경기 정말 기대되네요. 8월 14일 금요일에는 32강 2조 경기가 펼쳐집니다. 지난 시즌 군대 버프를 받으며 2년 만에 코드 S 4강에 오른 이원표. 국내 무대 적응을 서서히 마치고 새로운 각오로 도전하는 양희수. 스타크래프트 2를 넘어 e스포츠 최고의 스타인 최종 경기 이영우 선수가 드디어 등장하고요. 군단의 심장 GSL 최초의 테란 우승자 이신영 선수가 다시 한번 우승을 향해 도전합니다. 빼놓을 경기가 단 한 경기도 없을 32강 2조 경기 절대 놓치지 마세요.